Lando Norris, champion of the world. Picture this, Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season. Lando Norris is just 12 points ahead of Max Verstappen in the championship. All he needs is a podium finish. Just one podium. Max has pole position, and since 2014, 10 out of the last 10 Abu Dhabi winners started from pole. 10 out of 10. And this man, the four-time world champion, is hungry for his fifth consecutive title after coming back from 104 points down in the summer. The question isn't just who wins the race, it's can Lando stay calm when Max has every advantage, because if Lando finishes fourth or lower and Max wins, game over, title gone, everything he worked for this season gone. So today we're breaking down every lap, every overtake, and every dramatic moment that decided the 2025 championship. The grid: Max on pole, Lando is second, Oscar Piastri third. This is where the real drama lives. McLaren has two drivers who could win, but only one can be champion. Oscar, 16 points back, slower than Lando on pure pace, but in third he has less pressure. And Red Bull, they've got Yuki Tsunoda in 10th. Now, here's the thing nobody was talking about enough. Verstappen needs a miracle. Max has to win and have Norris finish outside the podium. That's not a race strategy, that's a prayer. So Red Bull brought Tsunoda in as a, let's call it, strategic obstacle. A second driver tasked with one job: stop Norris if he comes hunting for third place. Here's the problem: can you actually pull that off in 2025? The regulation changes, DRS zones, the track layout. Is Tsunoda enough? Let's see what happened. Lights out, Max gets a clean start, Lando clean. Piastri, Oscar sees an opportunity, he's on outside of turn 9, goes for it with hard tires against Lando's mediums. And he does it. Oscar passes Lando on lap 1. Suddenly, the internal dynamic changes. Now Lando's playing it cautious, he doesn't want to get hurt in McLaren on McLaren battle. Max is leading, Oscar second and Lando's third. From Norris's perspective, third is already a win, he can afford to play it safe. But here's where it gets interesting. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari is hunting, he's right on Lando's gearbox, pressuring him on lap after lap. Lando's managing tires, trying to keep them calm, but Charles is relentless. For 2 laps, Lando's nervous, you can feel it, but then he settles in and controls Leclerc's attacks under DRS. Mental strength matters at this level. One moment of panic and Leclerc's through. This is where McLaren did something bold. They call Lando in for an early pit stop to hard tires. Lap 17-18 area much earlier than expected. Why? Because they are covering Mercedes of George Russell, who tried an undercut strategy. He comes out in 8th place, 8th, the reigning title contender, and from here, Lando has to drive, pass people, navigate traffic, and this is the crazy part. Red Bull's got Tsunoda ready to be defensive wall if Lando gets close. This is the moment where the championship gets decided, or it gets lost. No drama yet, just pure racing intelligence. McLaren is either genius or they're just thrown away the title. Lando starts picking off cars, 1, 2, 3. He passes Kimi Antonelli, picks off Gabriel Bortoleto, moves up methodically. He's calm, he's focused, no desperation, just clean overtakes. Leclerc's behind him, but ahead of him is Tsunoda in third, and this is where the script changes. Red Bull's plan is about to get uncomfortable. Lap 23, this is the lap, the moment. Norris is closing on Tsunoda down the straight. DRS is open. Tsunoda knows what's coming. He weaves to break the slipstream once, twice, 3 times, but Norris is committed. And Tsunoda, he makes a final move to the left, and Norris has nowhere to go but off track. So Norris goes off track, passes Tsunoda off track. Immediately, both drivers are under investigation. The stewards have 2 calls to make. Did Norris go off track illegally, or was he forced off? The FIA rules state you can't move more than once to defend. Tsunoda moved twice, maybe 3 times. He forced Norris off, so they give Tsunoda a 5-second penalty, and Lando walks free. Do you understand what just happened? Red Bull's entire strategy for the race gone. In one move, Tsunoda, who was supposed to be an obstacle, becomes a liability. He goes from helping Verstappen to actively hurting him. And here's the worst part for Red Bull. Tsunoda is confused by the penalty. He's genuinely confused. He thought he was doing his job, helping his teammate. But instead, he just handed the championship to Lando Norris. From lap 23 onwards, Lando is in third place, and that's it. That's the championship right there. Does he know it? Of course he knows it. He's a professional, but you have to wonder what's going through his head. I'm about to be world champion. One more lap, one more lap, one more lap. He holds position. Leclerc is fourth, but too far back. Russell is fifth, even further. Norris is isolated, comfortable, and absolutely in control. Oscar Piastri ahead of him. Oscar's fighting Max for the lead, executing the hardest strategy, alternate tires, late pit stop, trying to hunt down Max Verstappen. Oscar did everything right today, everything. Oscar drove perfectly and came up short. That's respect. That's F1 at the highest level. And the final results. First, Max Verstappen wins the race for his eighth victory this season. Drove a masterclass, but it's not enough. Second, Oscar Piastri, absolutely incredible performance. Second place, fought like hell. This guy is the future of F1. Third, Lando Norris, the champion, and here's the man you're here for. Third place, the 2025 Formula One world champion. Fourth is Charles Leclerc, solid drive, nothing crazy, just there. Fifth was George Russell in Mercedes, quietly competent as always. And then Fernando Alonso brought Aston Martin to sixth. They're one of the team battles this year. Esteban Ocon seventh for Haas. Lewis Hamilton fought back through penalties to eighth for Ferrari. New team, new life, still got it. Nico Hülkenberg in his 250th F1 race finishes in ninth for Sauber. What a milestone. Lance Stroll takes the final point in 10th for Aston Martin. Behind them, Gabriel Bortoleto, Carlos Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda, Kimi Antonelli, Alex Albon, Isaac Hadjar, Liam Lawson. And finally, the Alpine drivers, Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto lapping at the back. But here's the headline. Lando Norris is world champion by 2 points. 2. Let's go through all the teams. McLaren, let's start here. They delivered when it mattered. Oscar executed the hard medium strategy flawlessly. Lando kept his head and delivered. Red Bull Racing, Max drove perfectly and won the race, but it doesn't matter because his teammate became a problem rather than a solution. Tsunoda's defensive driving was too aggressive and cost them the championship. Verstappen was never going to close 12 points anyway, but Tsunoda's penalty turned it into a blowout. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc fought hard for fourth, showed pace, no drama. Lewis Hamilton came back from 16th on the grid to 8th. 8th, that's impressive. The new pairing is working, but they're clearly third fastest this year. Mercedes, George Russell finished 5th, which is solid. Kimi Antonelli 15th. Young guys still learning. They won the second in the constructors, which is respectable. Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso 6th. Fernando, the guy is 44, still out there, still competitive. Lance Stroll 10th. Haas, Esteban Ocon finishes 7th and Ollie Behrman finishes 9th but has penalties. The Behrman gets penalized and drops to 12th, still respectable. Sauber, Nico Hülkenberg's 250th career race, finishes 9th with a point. Gabriel Bortoleto 12th. They're okay, not great, not terrible. Williams, Carlos Sainz 13th, Alex Albon 17th after a pit lane speeding penalty. Williams was struggling this race, but they are 5th in the constructors. Great job by the team. Racing Bulls, Isaac Hadjar 17th and Liam Lawson 18th. They're the closest to fullback marker team. Hadjar had a weird race, both cars are just not fast enough. Alpine, Pierre Gasly 19th, Franco Colapinto dead last. Both lapped, dead last in the championship. Alpine is in crisis. Before this race, people were saying things about Lando. He'll bottle it, he's not mentally strong, Max is in his head. All the classic criticism for a driver who's been chasing success but hadn't won a title yet. And today he proved every single doubter wrong. He didn't take unnecessary risks. He didn't panic when Tsunoda was in front of him. He knew what he needed to do, finish third, and he executed it. That's championship mentality. That's what separates champions from the talented drivers. Final 2025 Drivers' Championship. The champion, Lando Norris, 423 points. Second, Max Verstappen with 421 points. And third, Oscar Piastri with 410 points. 2 points, that's it. Norris won by 2 points. Oscar was 13 points back. But here's the thing, Oscar drove his heart out today. He couldn't have done more. Piastri deserves respect because he fought until the end. And constructors, McLaren dominates, 833 points. Mercedes second with 469. Red Bull third with 451. Ferrari fourth with 398. McLaren had the better car, the better strategy, and when it mattered the most, they delivered. If I rewind the season, Abu Dhabi wasn't the only moment, but here's what sealed it. The early pit stop. McLaren's decision to pit Lando early was genius. Everyone thought he'd lose the race. Instead, he got fresher tires when it mattered. The Tsunoda incident. This is the moment. If Tsunoda doesn't move twice, Norris doesn't go off track. If Norris goes off track without being forced, he gets 10-second penalty and possibly finishes off podium. Because Tsunoda forced him off, stewards let Lando off. One decision changes everything. Oscar's performance, and honestly, Oscar driving perfectly today means there's no safety car, no chaos that could shake things up. The race played out clean, and Lando needed clean, he got it. These three things, they're the championship right there. Let's go through the every driver. Max Verstappen, pole to finish, drove cleanly, won the race, but couldn't make it happen for the title. His weekend was perfect, the season was impossible. Lando Norris started second, played it cool, took the early pit stop gamble, passed Tsunoda in the controversial move, cruised to third, and became the world champion. Flawless execution under pressure. Oscar Piastri started third, passed Lando on lap 1, led the race for multiple laps, executed the hard medium tire strategy, finished second, absolutely brilliant drive, finished with 410 points, lost the championship but proved he's elite. Charles Leclerc hunted Norris early, fourth place, respectable, nothing special, stayed out of drama. George Russell qualified fourth, finished fifth, clean, unremarkable, did his job. Fernando Alonso, sixth place. The Aston Martin car was good. Alonso delivered. Gabriel Bortoleto qualified seventh. The young Sauber driver showed pace, finished 12th. Solid talent, raw experience. Esteban Ocon, seventh place finish for Haas. Good day. Isaac Hadjar qualified ninth, finished 17th. Racing Bulls had a rough day. Yuki Tsunoda qualified 10th, finished 14th after the penalty. His job was to block. He failed. He created a situation that decided the championship. Ollie Behrman qualified 11th, was in 9th place, got penalized for erratic driving, dropped to 12th, young talent but rough day. Carlos Sainz 13th place, Williams on the back foot. Liam Lawson 18th place for Racing Bulls, penalized for a crash with Behrman. Kimi Antonelli 15th, Mercedes young driver learning. Lance Stroll 10th place, gets a point, brought Aston Martin home. Lewis Hamilton fought from 16th to 8th at the finish, still got it. Alex Albon, 16th, with a pit lane speeding penalty. Williams was struggling. Nico Hülkenberg, 9th place in his 250th F1 race. Milestone finished with a points finish. Respect. Pierre Gasly, 19th place, penalized for track limits. Alpine disaster. Franco Colapinto, 20th place, lap, finished last. Alpine is broken right now. Here's what nobody's talking about enough. This race was about narrative. The whole 2025 season was Max Verstappen coming back from 104 points down. That's unprecedented. That's unheard of. And on paper, Abu Dhabi set up perfectly for him. Pole position, the track where he dominated, his nemesis needing a podium. But here's the thing about narratives, they don't always play out the way the script says. Sometimes the young guy, the guy everyone doubted, the guy who's been told he's not mentally strong enough, sometimes he delivers when the pressure is highest, sometimes he keeps his head, sometimes he makes the right calls. Lando Norris is 2025 Formula One world champion. That's not a surprise, but it's also not a coronation. It's a result, hard-earned, properly deserved, against a legitimately incredible Max Verstappen performance, and honestly, that makes it more meaningful. So here's what you need to remember. The 2025 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix wasn't just a race, it was the moment Lando Norris stopped being the guy who might win and became the guy who won. The championship isn't gifted, it's taken, and today he took it. If you love F1, if you love drama, if you love championship fights that come down to moments, you already know this season is going to be legendary. This is the kind of stuff that gets replayed for decades. So here's what I need from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, are you Team Norris, Team Verstappen, or Team Max should have won on merit? Because honestly, this was close enough that people are gonna argue about it forever, and I want to hear your take. And if you want reaction videos like this for every F1 race next season, hit that subscribe button. I'll be here breaking down every lap, every strategy call, every dramatic moment. Thanks for watching. This was the race that defined the season. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.